Hey guys, so today we are on lesson 10.4, chapter 10. I'm just going to fix this so we can read it better. So today we are learning how to classify quadrilaterals, and quadrilaterals are a four-sided figure. So we will be able to sort and classify them. So if you can see on page 394, it says Activity 2, use a Venn diagram to sort quadrilaterals. Write the names of the quadrilaterals in the Venn diagram. And how we name a quadrilateral or how we name any figure is using the letters around their vertexes. So here's all the letters around the vertex. So this one would be quadrilateral FEHG. You just need to go in order. You can't go F to H or FHEG because that wouldn't make sense. You need to go in order of size. You can do it this way, that way. You can start anywhere, but wherever you start, you need to follow along the line. So it says in the purple, exactly one pair of parallel sides. So you want to look and see which ones have exactly one pair of parallel sides. Right here, quadrilateral JKLM only has one pair. This one does, but there's two, so it says exactly one. So I'm going to say quadrilateral. I'm just going to say quad. There's no symbol for quadrilaterals. It's just quad. And I'm going to say JKLM. And I'm going to cross it off to know that I did it already. Looking anymore, this one also only has one pair of parallel sides. Quadrilateral VWTU. Only one. I'm going to say quad TWVU. Okay, now we have our green box, no parallel sides. Again, you want to look which ones have zero parallel sides. This one and this one, the sides don't match up. These two, if they were to keep going on and on forever, they would match up. And these two, if they were going on and on forever, they would match up and intersect. So I'm going to say quadrilateral QRNZ and quadrilateral QRPS. Two pairs of parallel sides. So we've obviously squares have two pairs of parallel sides. A pair is two. And then also EGHE or FGHE. Two pairs. That's a rhombus. FGEH and quadrilateral BCAD. And we are done. Moving on to page, you don't have to do the try this at the bottom. Moving on to page 395. So now I can go over what these symbols mean on the side of the squares or a side of figures. Do you see these little tick marks along this square, or this is a rhombus, I'm sorry. These are telling you that all sides are the same. Now, if you look at this one, you can see that there's two tick marks here, and then there's two double on the sides. The difference is they have long sides, and these have all the same sided sides. So they only need one tick mark. Now, these two are the same, so they have one tick mark, and then the long sides are the same, but they're different than the top and the bottom. So they need to show you that, yes, these two are the same size, but they're different than your top and bottom lines. So that's just what those mean. So tell whether the quadrilateral is also a trapezoid, parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, or square. How many pairs of parallel sides? And remember, a pair is two. So there is two pairs. So 1, 2. Sides of equal length. Your tick marks tell you that there's 4 sides of equal length. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then how many right angles? There's no right angles because this is shifted on a side. So a rhombus, yes, is also the same as a square, but no right angles because it's shifted. So quadrilateral is also a rhombus. And you could be looking at that sheet I gave you to help you recognize what is what. Okay, it says classify each figure as many ways as possible. Write the quadrilateral, trapezoid, parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, or square. So right here, you really want to pull out your sheet and be looking at your common quadrilaterals. This figure has no pairs of parallel sides, so it can't be a trapezoid. It doesn't look anything like a parallelogram, doesn't look anything like this. There's nothing it could possibly be besides a quadrilateral. It's just a four-sided figure, and I'm just going to put quad. Now this you might recognize as a rectangle. You already know that. So it has two pairs of parallel sides, it has two pairs of sides of equal length, one pair, two pairs, and then it has four right angles. So I'm going to say rectangle. It's also a quadrilateral, because remember you want to do it as many ways as possible. It's also a quadrilateral because it's a four-sided figure. It's also called a parallelogram. Looking at my sheet because it has two pairs of parallel sides and then it has two pairs of equal length. I know it's not exactly a parallelogram, but you could classify it as one. And it is also and that's it, quadrilateral, rectangle, and parallelogram. Now we have this diamond over here. This one is also a quadrilateral. They're all quadrilaterals. Say quad. It's a parallelogram because it has two sides of parallel sides and then two pairs of parallel sides, and then two pairs of equal length. So it is a parallelogram. You could also say, you can't say it's a square because it doesn't have right angles, and you can't say it's a rectangle because it doesn't have right angles. But you could also say it's a rhombus because it has two pairs of parallel sides and four sides of equal length. Alrighty. Moving on to the bottom. It says classify each figure as many ways as possible. So we're just doing the same thing as we did before. It says, this one you can look on your sheet and notice that it is a quadrilateral. It looks just like a parallelogram because it has two pairs of parallel sides and then two pairs of sides of equal length. And that's about it. Moving on to number 6. This one has all sides of of equal length, but it's also a quadrilateral. All of them are quadrilaterals. This one could be a square because it has two pairs of parallel sides, four sides of equal length, and it has right angles. That means it's also a rectangle because it has two pairs of parallel sides, two pairs of equal length, sides of equal length, and then four right angles. It also could be a parallelogram because it has two pairs of parallel sides. It's also a rectangle, we said that, and then it's also a rhombus because it has four sides of equal length. And then moving on to this one, as you know, it's a quadrilateral, it's a four-sided figure, and this one can only be classified as a trapezoid because it only has one pair of parallel sides, and that's about it. And we're done.